By mid-February, all of these planets will have moved into Aquarius. What does that mean for you based on your rising sign? Stick around and find out. Okay, first let's talk about Aquarius. Aquarius is represented by the star, and this energy is of your hopes and dreams, your biggest aspirations. It's also about how you represent within the whole, within the collaborative group. This is you standing out in a crowd. It's what you bring to the table. What do you have to offer that can help further humanity, further the community, and bring your resource to the discussion? So this is the energy of Aquarius, and this is the energy that we're going to be in for the next 20 years with Pluto in Aquarius. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will put a link to my Pluto and You video, and this is where I discuss the movement of Pluto out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. So we have Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 years. There will be an exception later this year, but pretty much for the next 20 years, Pluto is in Aquarius. But until mid-February, the sun is also there. So these two energies, they're so close together in their degrees in the sky. This is called a cazimi. Means is the planet or planets that are near the sun are really, really amplified. It's like they've been turned up to 11. Okay, Sagittarius rising. When we start out the month of February, both Pluto and the sun are already in Aquarius. Now, Aquarius is your third house, and I'm going to put these down here because there's a lot of planets that are going to go in here. Now, the sun in your third house is illuminating your communication, your intellect, your mind, your thought processes, and it's bringing that vital energy to that area of your life. So every year from mid-January to mid-February, you may feel a heightened warmth or awareness around your intellect or your communication or your ability to get your message out. Now, on the 4th of the month, the Magician or Mercury moves into Aquarius, into this third house. So Mercury is now at home in the third house. Mercury rules the third house. So when a planet is in its home sign or its home house, it amplifies or enhances that energy. So now Mercury coming into the home, into the third house, coming home, is really enhancing your communication skills, and it's promoting some innovative thinking, new ways of thinking, unconventional thinking. This fosters intellectual connections with both your siblings and your neighbors. The third house is the house of sibling communication and interaction and relationship, as well as neighbors or your local community. Now, when I think of siblings, I don't just mean your natural biological siblings. A lot of us have step siblings. A lot of us have half siblings. A lot of us grew up with cousins or close family friends who we think of as siblings. So those people who are sort of on that tier, not your parents, not your grandparents, not your children, but the people who are kind of on the same familial tier of the family tree with you, that's who I think of as siblings. And neighborhood and local community, well, your neighborhood could be literally your neighborhood, but it's also your city or your county, as opposed to the third house is the opposite of the ninth house, and the ninth house is like foreign travel, long distance travel, people that are very different from you. So the third house is the opposite. It's the same. It's people who are similar to you, your community, your neighbors, your local area. So with Mercury moving into this house, this enhances your communication with those people. Now, on the 9th of the month, the moon or the high priestess has also moved into your third house, into Aquarius. And when the moon and the sun are together in the same house or the same sign, they are harmonizing, they're working together, and this is also a new moon. This is when we get a new moon. And a new moon is the beginning of a new moon cycle. So this is the time for us to make new plans, start new projects, get new things going, new energy in a new direction. So for you, the new moon in Aquarius in your third house is bringing transformative energy to your communication and to the way you learn. The third house is fundamental or rudimentary education versus the ninth house, which is collegiate or academic or much higher education. So this is a time of enhancing some sort of fundamental learning. This can foster deep insights and profound shifts into how you perceive the world or how you perceive the given topic or subject that you are focused on. Now on the 12th of the month, Mars, or the Tower, this is the energy of just raw energy. This is the life force. Mars moves into this house, the third house, bringing the energy to your communication. Mars is like a battery. It's like the switch being turned on. So the Sun and Pluto and Mercury in this house and the Moon, they may have brought a lot of intellect and a lot of thought processes and a lot of, psychological evaluation. But when Mars comes in, it is literal physical action. Mars is kicking you in the butt, saying, do it, move, take action, get moving. And this energy is coming to your communication. It's fostering dynamic and assertive expression of your ideas, your personal ideas, and your own individual intellectual pursuits. Now on the 16th of the month, we have yet another planet coming into this party, Venus, or the energy of fertility and abundance and growth. Venus also moves into this party in your third house. It is so full, that third house, that house of communication and house of intellect, personal mind. It is bursting at the seams. So Sagittarius rising, you might really need to take some time to slow the mind down and to really figure out and think through all these thoughts that are coming through. Write it down, record yourself, do something. There's the scene in Harry Potter where Dumbledore takes his thoughts out with the wand and he puts them in the sieve. I think about that for you, Sagittarius rising, is you might need to take some time where you can really work through all these thoughts that are going on and don't let them overwhelm you. Okay, so with Venus moving into this house, Venus brings out that social butterfly aspect. Venus is all about social connection. So Venus is helping to enhance this intellectual moment with social connection. It's bringing this beauty and flair and drama to your communication. This fosters harmonious connections through your intellectual exchange and through intellectual and diverse conversations. So Sagittarius rising, you're seeking out like-minded people where you can share information with and you can potentially gain educational insight from. At the beginning of the month, and they have been there for a while and they will be there until 2025, Saturn, or the world, or the energy of responsibility and structure and discipline, and Neptune, the energy of dreaminess and boundaries, both of these planets are in Pisces. And like I said, they will be there till 2025. So this is some energy that you've already been dealing with and you will be dealing with for at least another year. So briefly, Sagittarius, when Saturn moves into the fourth house, so we have the planet of structure and discipline in the house of home, some would say this is the planet of the father energy moving into the house of the mother energy. This brings a period of introspection and restructuring within your home and family. And this emphasizes a need for creating those structural boundaries and for creating stability. Saturn is all about stable, grounded foundations. The fourth house is the house of your roots and your foundation. So this is a time for you to get real adulting, get real responsible when it comes to building a strong home foundation. This foundation that you're building now is going to support everything that you build on top of it. So your foundation needs to be solid. So there's a lot of need for discipline and structure in your home life and in your domestic situation. Sagittarius, you need to get things organized, get things structured in a way that makes it easier for you. And you also need to make those boundaries very clear, very structured and very clear. Whatever boundaries you need to be setting within your home family or home life or family life or domestic situation, this is a time to set those boundaries. Now, Neptune rules Pisces. So Neptune is at home when it's in the sign of Pisces, which is further amplifying that Neptunian energy. This can bring a period of heightened sensitivity. Neptune's very sensitive, not just emotionally sensitive, but psychically sensitive. So this can bring a period of heightened sensitivity, a period of excessive dreaminess, or feeling like things are dreamlike, a dreamlike quality, or they're somewhat fantastic, or you can't really discern reality. And this can bring a potential reevaluation of your home and family with a much more dreamlike or fantastical quality to it. But it also is a time where you might have trouble discerning what is realistic and what is much out too fantasy and too out of reach. So in your journey to build a stronger structure for your home life, a stronger foundation, make sure that you are staying within the boundaries of reality and not getting too far into that land of dreams and fantasy. On the 18th of the month, the sun moves its warmth, fiery energy into that watery house of your home and family, into this Pisces energy. So this sun moving into that fourth house is illuminating. The sun shines its bright light on your home, family, and emotional introspection. This can foster a period of self-discovery within your home and family life. You are finding some emotional balance within that home life, and you're finding some life vital energy within that home life situation. Now on the 22nd of February, Mercury also moves over here into Pisces, into your fourth house of home and family, bringing that energy of messaging now away from your mind, away from your own personal intellect, and now your mind is on your home and family. So this brings a period of introspective communication that fosters emotional connections and reflective thoughts within your domestic sphere. So here we are again, just bringing that mercurial intellectual thought process onto your home life and to building that foundation within your home life. Now on the 24th of the month, this is the last thing here, Sagittarius rising, on the 24th of the month, the moon, or the high priestess, will have made her way all the way over here to Virgo. Virgo is the opposite of Pisces. So whenever the moon is in opposition to the sun, that's a full moon. And full moons bring out tension, and they bring our attention to some sort of area in life where we need to find balance. So for you, Sagittarius rising, this is the 10th house. Virgo is your 10th house, and that is your house of career and public reputation and recognition for some achievement of mastery or skill. So that is now opposing. So you have all, the moon is here with emotion. You're feeling emotional about your career trajectory or who you are in person and who you show up as on a public level. And that's opposing all this spotlighted energy on your home and family. So this is bringing up tension between the practicality of reaching that goal, of reaching that career goal, the practical and responsible and mundane and adulting type of activities that you need to do in order to reach those career goals. And that's tense, and that is opposing these sort of ideals that you have, these fantasies, this idea of who you are because of your foundation based on where you've come from. This is urging a balance between home life and career life, between private self and public self. This is urging balance between your need for meticulous detail in your career and in your career aspirations or your reputation goals, and these broader fantasy aspirations of what you want your home and family life to be like. So it's really just about finding balance between what is realistic, what you can actually put into action, what you can structure, what you can build for yourself, and what is just complete fantasy and unrealistic, and finding a balance between those, because there's no reason that you can't have this fantastical, dream-like quality to your home and domestic life. I mean, that's how you are with Pisces in your fourth house, that your area of foundation as well as your domestic sphere has this Piscean quality to it. But that's completely opposite of this practical nature that you feel in your responsibility for shining and showing up in the world. So this full moon is bringing out your need to find balance between home life and public life, private life, public life, career and foundation, where you're going in your life, your aspirations, your goals, and where you've come from, and the foundation that you have to keep you stable and grounded. So Sagittarius Rising, that's what I have for you this month. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.